We often enjoy these incredible flavors, aromas, effects, from the plants around us. But have you ever stopped to think about the people behind them, the innovators painstakingly crafting these experiences today? We're spotlighting one of those pioneers.
Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're doing a deep dive into Bloom Seed Co., a name that's really become, well, synonymous with pushing the genetic envelope in modern cannabis. And we're going to explore the brilliant mind behind it all, Harry Palms. Our mission here really is to give you a shortcut, a way to understand how their incredibly precise approach shapes an entire industry. And we get some fascinating insights into advanced breeding, sustainable practices, all that good stuff.
Yeah, and what's truly insightful here is where this info comes from. It's curated excerpts from Bloom Seed Co., Crafting Cannabis Legacies, presented by Nug Notes. And these sources, they paint a really vivid picture of how, a singular dedication to genetic mastery, it can create a truly lasting impact, a transformative one, even in a competitive field. I'm definitely looking forward to digging into this with you, maybe unearthing some surprising facts, hopefully a few genuine aha moments as well, as we explore Bloom Seed Co.'s impact. Because it's not just what they breed, is it? It's very much about how they do it. So when we talk about Harry Palms, right away you're talking about someone with immense respect in the breeding community. His reputation isn't just for, popular strains. It's for this almost obsessive, incredibly meticulous approach to selection. And his journey, the one that really shaped his expertise, it started long before Bloom Seed Co. even existed, built on years of what the industry calls pheno hunting, which, for anyone unfamiliar, isn't just planting seeds. It's a relentless quest, almost artistic. Exactly, pheno hunting. It means growing out a lot of seeds from one cross, a specific genetic cross. Then you meticulously observe, you select those rare individual plants, the phenotypes, that show the most desirable traits. And that's everything. Unique aroma, strong growth, amazing potency, resin production. And what really sets Harry apart is his almost obsessive dedication. He's looking at hundreds, maybe thousands of plants from just one cross to find that 1 in 1,000 keeper, the one that just redefines things.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting, I think. Harry Palms first made a significant mark, really established his name, at Oni Seed Co. And it was there he famously created a strain that became, well, an absolute icon. Tropicana Cookies. This wasn't just another hit cross, was it? It felt like a game changer. Became a real benchmark for quality, for innovation. Oh, absolutely. Looking at the bigger picture, the industry impact. Tropicana Cookies, that's across of Forum Cookies and Tangy. It didn't just get popular and then, fade. No, it became a new standard. It really pushed what consumers expected from a strain. You had those vibrant citrus notes balanced with that signature cookie sweetness. And the effects, uplifting but still potent. So yeah, that success really solidified Harry's reputation, top-tier breeder. And crucially, it laid the groundwork, set the stage for his next, maybe even more ambitious venture. It showed everyone what was possible when you combine talent, dedication, and a clear vision.
So, okay, with that kind of massive success at Oni, it must have been tempting to just stay the course, right? But like you said, he made a big move, a pivotal decision. What was driving that shift?
Well, it really was pivotal. Despite all the acclaim for Tropicana Cookies, Harry realized his vision, his ideas for genetic exploration. They went beyond what was possible within Oni's framework. He saw untapped potential, uncharted genetic territory. Yeah. And that needed a completely new foundation. So it wasn't stepping back. It was this strategic, kind of audacious leap of faith, really, to build something from scratch, infused with his unique philosophy. And that became Bloom Seed Co. It really represented a desire for, let's say, full creative control over the breeding program.
Right. And Bloom, from the very beginning, wasn't just another seed company popping up. It quickly became this dedicated platform for really comprehensive genetic exploration. How did that vision sort of mature?
Bloom became a space where artisanal cultivation, the passion, the skill, could genuinely merge with precise science, scientific methods. Their core mission was, and still is, to just relentlessly refine breeding techniques, always pushing the boundaries of what's achievable, both in flavor and potency. They're not just, growing plants. They're meticulously sculpting genetic masterpieces, focusing on stability, unique characteristics, and crucially, replicability. That's vital for market consistency.
So what does this actually mean for you, the consumer? Bloom Seed Co. isn't just about the, let's say, exciting chase for new strains with cool effects. They are deeply, profoundly committed to eco-conscious cultivation. But, in an industry with so much pressure for yield, for novelty, how do they practically balance that? Are there trade-offs sometimes between, say, maximizing a terpene profile and sticking to a strictly organic grow? Or is their process just so refined now it avoids those compromises?
That's a really important question, and it highlights what makes Bloom different. Their commitment shows up most clearly in their rigorous avoidance of harmful chemicals, all through cultivation. And this isn't just one benefit, it's a dual advantage they get through sophisticated methods. Instead of seeing trade-offs, they've actually engineered solutions around them. For instance, what's really insightful is how Bloom handles that tension between getting elite resin production, which often needs intense resources, and their strict eco-conscious rules.
That is a fascinating challenge. So how do they manage that?
Well, they've pioneered techniques like advanced closed-loop hydroponics, plus integrated biological pest management. These are systems. Well, a lot of breeders might shy away from them. Initial cost, complexity. But Bloom embraced them precisely because it lets them maximize output without compromising. No compromise on their environmental ethos or the purity of the final product. So that means preserving the absolute purity and potency of the flower, a cleaner, higher quality product for you. And at the same time, maintaining environmental integrity, reducing their footprint, ensuring sustainable practices long term.
And this commitment, this whole philosophy, it really appeals strongly to a growing group of consumers, right? These sustainability-minded connoisseurs. It's about more than just a clean product, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. These are people who value not just the product they consume right now, but its entire origin story, the meticulous ethical cultivation methods behind it. It adds this whole other layer of appreciation and trust to the brand because it aligns with their personal values. It kind of turns a simple purchase into a statement of support for a specific way of doing things, a shared vision for the industry's future.
Bloom has definitely built this reputation for crafting what many call next-generation cultivars.
Yeah.
They're not just tweaking existing stuff. They're actively pursuing genuinely unique terpene profiles and aiming for elite resin production, both critical factors for connoisseurs. What does that actually involve in their breeding process specifically?
Right, so when we talk elite resin production, it's not just about looking sticky. Harry Palm's team, they're known to focus on traits like trichome head morphology, stalk density. They even use microscopy early on in pheno hunting to spot specific cellular structures linked to higher concentrations of the good stuff. That level of microscopic detail and selection, that's a huge differentiator. And for unique terpene profiles, maybe they're targeting rarer combos of primary and secondary terps, sometimes even identifying novel minor cannabinoids that work together synergistically to shape the overall aroma and effect. It's way beyond just crossing two smelly parents. It's about creating this complex, layered sensory experience.
Indeed. And we can look at specific examples, right? Their signature innovations really show this expertise. Strains like Black Maple, Candy Fumez, Space Guava, they're perfect illustrations. What makes these particular ones stand out so much?
Well, each one is really designed for a distinct, memorable experience. Black Maple, for instance, often praised for its complex aroma. Sweet, fuel-like, sometimes notes of baked goods or syrup. That points to a very specific terpene blend. Candy Fumez aims for a profile that lives up to the name. Sugary, often gassy notes. Incredibly pungent, unique. Space Guava, on the other hand, might give you more tropical exotic fruit, maybe with subtle gassy undertones. They're just cool names. They are carefully engineered experiences, each with its own signature.
Okay, so this raises an important question then. Why are these specific things, unique terps, elite resin, why are they so vital in specialized cultivation? I mean, beyond just general quality.
Right. For Bloom, delivering that superior, consistent, memorable experience, it means meticulously controlling for phenotypical stability across generations, making sure that a black maple from this year's batch perfectly matches the profile users expect from last year's. That consistency, often overlooked, but incredibly difficult to achieve. That's a mark of true breeding mastery, especially with such a variable plant. And terpenes, remember, beyond just smell and taste, they contribute massively to the entourage effect. They modulate how cannabinoids interact with our bodies, crucial for that nuanced, predictable experience.
And thinking beyond just the flower itself, Bloom is also incredibly forward-thinking. They prioritize creating terpene-rich strains that are also optimized for extraction, which means they're considering how it performs when processed into concentrates, other premium stuff. That's a very modern way to approach breeding, isn't it?
It absolutely is.
Right.
Their integrated approach is really a defining characteristic. They combine the advanced genetics with precision cultivation, and they place a very strong focus on solventless extraction methods. They're literally designing strains where the trichomes, those tiny resin glands, are perfect for ice water hash or rosin. focusing on traits like robust stalk formation, optimal head size, maximizing yield and purity during extraction. This whole strategy lets them create premium products tailored specifically for true connoisseurs, people who appreciate the nuances, the highest quality in every single aspect, plant to final form, knowing it will translate perfectly into those top-tier solventless concentrates.
What's really fascinating here, too, is that Bloom isn't just, a top-down operation. One vision dictates all. Their genetics are genuinely culture-driven. They seem to thrive on collaboration. This kind of open, community-focused approach really sets them apart in what can be a pretty competitive industry.
Indeed. It's really a testament to Harry Palm's philosophy.
Mm.
That knowledge innovation.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be kept in silos.
Yeah.
He fosters this reciprocal relationship with the broader community. So instead of just seeing other breeders as competitors, they're often partners in genetic exploration, sharing insights, pushing each other to new heights. It's more like an ecosystem of shared progress.
Yeah, and we can even look back at Tropicana Cookies, which we mentioned earlier. That's a prime example of this collaborative spirit, right?
Mm.
While it came from Harry Palm's groundbreaking work, its true potential, its reach, that was significantly expanded and refined by the wider cannabis community. How did that actually play out?
Well, Harry created the foundation, the core genetics, but the community really embraced it, sharing phenos, experimenting with different growing techniques, identifying new nuances. This collaborative spirit, it isn't just a nice idea. It actively reinforces Bloom's massive influence across global cannabis genetics. It shows how their work inspires others, integrates with others' work. It becomes this living legacy that keeps evolving through collective effort, like an organic spread of innovation, not just a strictly controlled release.
And their influence definitely isn't just local. Bloom has built a truly significant global footprint. Through strategic networks, elite collaborations, distribution, they're a global force. These collaborations are key.
Absolutely. Their expanding global reach isn't just about selling more seeds. It's strategic, often high-profile collaborations. Take their partnership with Boston Root Seed Co., for example. Creating Flambanger, that's Flam Mints crossed with Sherbanger. It's not just a new strain. It's a perfect example of how two distinct breeding philosophies can merge. Boston Roots, they're known for that East Coast vigor, robustness, while Bloom brings that meticulous West Coast terpene focus. The result? An indica-leaning hybrid with a profile that's just a masterclass in complexity. You get the sweet lemon, the mint from Flam, then this surprising grape candy note, all underpinned by that unmistakable diesel, earthy signature from the Sherbanger side. It's like a conversation happening between two different genetic legacies.
Wow. And for anyone curious about getting their hands on genetics like that, that particular strain, Flambanger, it retails for $300 per 12-pack, available through Neptune Seed Bank EU, which really demonstrates the premium nature of their work, doesn't it? The high value placed on these meticulously bred cultivars. Definitely not mass market. It's a connoisseur's choice.
And they've also forged another key collaboration, this time with SinCity Seeds. That resulted in Alpine Guava, which is Guava 62 crossed with White Nightmare, available through Nascia. This one highlights Bloom's adaptability, their commitment to working with other respected names, paying to bring diverse, high-quality genetics to the market. SinCity Seeds, known for robust, often heavy-hitting lines, combine that with Bloom's refined profiles. It promises a really unique experience, potency and nuanced flavor together.
And their distribution network just further cements that global reach, that premium presence. You can find their genetics through trusted partners like Seed Here Now, Insane Seed, Head Stash Seeds. It's a robust network making sure Bloom's innovative strains get to cultivators, connoisseurs worldwide, ensuring they command that premium presence everywhere. It feels like a carefully curated network, too, designed to preserve the integrity, the exclusivity of their genetics. So, okay, what does this all mean when we wrap it up? Our deep dive into Bloom Seed Co., into the visionary Harry Palms, it reveals this legacy built on incredibly meticulous pheno-hunting, a really profound, unwavering commitment to sustainable cultivation, and just relentless innovation that consistently pushes boundaries. They aren't just participating in the industry, they're actively shaping it, setting new standards for quality and for responsibility.
Yeah, but looking at it from that broader perspective, Harry Palms and Bloom Seed Co. have truly secured their place. Elite architects of modern cannabis genetics, that feels right. They're shaping not just the strains we see today, but more broadly, the fundamental direction, the future of the entire industry. Their influence is just undeniable. It's long-lasting. And it's driven by a philosophy that really prioritizes both scientific rigor and ecological mindfulness.
So as you consider this fascinating world of specialized cultivation, genetic innovation, ask yourself, beyond just wanting new and exciting varieties, How much value do you place on the ethical stuff, the environmental practices behind the products you choose? And how do you think consumer demand will keep driving this kind of intricate, sustainable innovation in the future? Will it push even more breeders toward Bloom's high standards? It's definitely a thought worth cultivating.